Hello and welcome to my live. I'm Rhonda Kelly from Rhonda's Readings, coming to you on Tuesday the 7th of November, which is Melbourne Cup Day for anyone in Melbourne. I'm originally from Melbourne. I'm not in Melbourne at the moment, but just coming to you live at 10 o'clock. I know my timing on my thing on Facebook said 6 p.m. and then it said 10 a.m., but that's because if you've been watching me for a while, I come at different times. I come out on it either 10 o'clock in the morning or I come on at 6 o'clock in the evening. So apologies for the confusion, but I'm here. So it's Melbourne Cup Day in Melbourne. So hello, Veronica, how are you? So it's interesting being close to Melbourne at the moment, but not in Melbourne. I'm obviously not going to the races. I haven't been to Oaks Day or anything like that, so not actually doing that. But I thought I'd use this opportunity in my life to do a bit of a Melbourne Cup Day prediction. I've got the list. I'm just looking on my phone. I've just got the list of things here. I like 19 Virtuous Circle. I like that. I'm picking 3 for the trifecta. And obviously you've got personal responsibility. Don't gamble. If you can't gamble. I like Soul Combs. I like number 6 and I like number 19 Virtuous Circle. It's interesting. I did like the one that scratched number 10, but that's I'm just looking on my phone predicting the Melbourne Cup. I also like Gold Trip, the first one. So I like 1, 6 and 19 as that's my little mini prediction. And I don't know anything about horses or horse racing or that sort of thing. Yeah, I've gone to Melbourne Cup Spring Racing Carnival, but that's just been to dress up and brought a fancy hat from Myer and just gone with friends. So that's my input. I've still got my sinus infection. It's still lingering on, but I'm feeling a lot better. I watched a video that I recorded at the Sydney MBS and I sounded terrible. My voice was really bad. It wasn't just doing readings. I actually had a sinus infection. So if anyone's unwell and it's been lingering for a while, please go to your doctor and find out what it is, because it's I had to have medication for mine to get rid of mine, and it's almost there. But how's everyone going? So I've got someone, Facebook user, saying good evening. I don't know who you are. I've got a little link in the description of my video that you need to click to give Facebook permission to show your name on StreamYard. So if you'd just like to do that, Facebook user who said good evening. So hello, Michelle. Hello, Veronica. Where are you guys watching from? Someone's obviously overseas because you've said good evening and it's 10 o'clock in the morning here in Australia. So obviously doing the morning one, I get less viewers because people are expecting me to come in at 6 o'clock in the evening. So that's okay, but it's also a bit more user-friendly for people from overseas as well. Oh, Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I've been now. I've been to the Rock and Roll Museum. And I think there was a Navy museum next door, I think. Yeah. Excuse my hair as well. I'm having a bad hair day. I can't seem to do anything to it, and this is as good as it is. So you're sort of stuck with it. So you're in Sydney, Veronica. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Alrighty. So thank you so much for people at the Sydney MBS. I was there a few weeks ago with Torspell and Tinkerbell. They both did readings at my stand. And this weekend on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, so 10th to the 12th of November, I'm at the Melbourne Mind, Body, Spirit Festival. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing readings. I've got 10, 20 or 30-minute readings available. I've also got, with Christmas around the corner, I've generated I've chosen some designs and made some little gift packs of Christmas gift tags. So I've got some little gift tags here. I don't know if you can see them. Yes, I know my nails are bad. I've got to do them. So I've got 10 gift tags for $5. So I've got these little things with they've got little envelopes as well. I've also got 25 gift tags for $10. So they're the options I've got. I've got 10 for $5 with the little green one, or this one I've got 25 for $10. So I'm selling these at the Mind Body Spirit Festival. I'm also returning to Melbourne mid-December. I've got another event here, and you'll find out a bit more about that in a couple of weeks. In case you don't know, I'm someone who goes to a lot of events that other psychics don't go to, and I tend to get copycats. So I'll be announcing that sort of closer to the event. And so that's basically what I've got sort of for Christmas. I've also got e-gift cards. These have been actually popular lately, and it's not been for Christmas. It's been for birthdays and other events, which is fine because I can custom make them. So I can write a custom message for you when I email a person, and that's my website going across the ticker below. So rhondasreadings.com. Please look for the photo of me on my website. Make sure it is rhondasreadings.com, and you'll see a purple website. That's my website. And on the tab, there's a shop, and then I've got e-gift vouchers available. So they start at $50 and go up. So you can enter the amount that you want to buy, and that can go towards any product in my shop for the recipient. And I'll give them a custom message. I'll also send it on a specific date or time if you want me to as well. So that's what I've got for Christmas. Also, if you're interested in a Christmas gift that is a card game, an icebreaker card game, there's a game called Curious Humans. I've done that in a couple of lives where I've pulled out some of the cards and you've got to guess things about me. So trusting your psychic ability, trusting your intuition. But it's basically a card game where you pick yes or no answers, and you know, I've had an interesting life, so you wouldn't always guess what the answers are just by looking at me. But it's, so CuriousHumansGame.com, and with the code name with my name, Rhonda Kelly, you get 10% off any products on that website. So they're just some Christmas ideas for you. But certainly for the Sydney Mind Body Spirit Festival, I'm taking bookings now, and that's my phone number. Or you can obviously contact me through my website. You'll see my social media listed. So I've got Instagram at Psychic Rhonda Kelly, Twitter at Rhonda Psychic, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Rhonda's Readings, Facebook Rhonda's Readings, or Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly. Please make sure it's those names, not any other names. And again, look at a photo of me, and you'll see that banner of me with the blue background with the rainbow angel wings. So that's basically what I've got coming on. Looking at my private chat, for some reason, no one else is coming on to the live tonight, but it's quite funny that I feel a need to do that. I have had someone ask me about Psychic TV lives. I don't have any scheduled for November. I've just got a lot going on, and I'm going to be doing I believe it's the first weekend of December and the last weekend of December. So the last show, which is going to be about the 20th of December, something like that. So that's when I've got my Psychic TV lives happening. But other than that, it's not I probably won't do one until sort of like February onwards, because I'm quite busy in January as well. So for those of you who don't know, I actually tour around Australia. Went to Singapore a couple of months ago. Usually go to New Zealand as well, so I'm quite busy touring and things like that. So when I'm busy, I don't actually do Psychic TV live. So you might see me once and then a few weeks later, but then you might not see me for a couple of months. Okay, all right, so that's basically me. And my ticker keeps going off for some reason. Alrighty, okay, so obviously I do questions during my lives. I don't have any, New York, beautiful. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Karen. So basically I don't, and Michelle's from Ohio, beautiful. So obviously the 10 a.m. time slot suits you guys better, and it's just shaking it up a bit. And it's, I like to keep my business during business hours, which is now for me, rather than evenings and things like that. So for those of you who, for those of you who don't sort of follow exactly what I do, during my lives. I do psychic or mediumship questions, and you're welcome to ask those questions. And it's basically if I'm drawn to you, I'll do your reading. I don't necessarily do all of them. I haven't got many logged in today. If you do want a guaranteed reading, I've got a $5 payment to PayPal, which I seem to have lost my banner. That's okay. And I also have just a stipulation that you either like and follow me on YouTube. So my YouTube channel is Rhonda's Readings. The Facebook group and page I come live to is Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly and Rhonda's Readings. So as long as you like those, and let me know that you've done that before you ask your question, and then just post your question in your comments. All right. Okay, so for the Facebook user, can you write who that is? Write your name and click on that link to give permission. So the guys have asked questions. If you can let me know that you've liked my video, or if you haven't, go follow me on Facebook, like my video, share my video, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alrighty. Oh, beautiful. Thanks, Veronica. All right, so let me have a look at your question. Are you on a cruise ship in your photo? Kind of looks like it. So Veronica, let me go to you. All right, beautiful. Oh, so you have written that. Thanks, Veronica. Liked and shared. Can you see my son meeting his soulmate, or has he already met her already? Oh, thank you. Yeah, the little gift cards. They're cute, aren't they? They're just they're the ones that I'm selling at the Mind Body Spirit Festival. I feel like he's met her already, actually. I feel like your son's okay. He's a bit guarded with you, not with everything. But I feel in matters of the heart, he's a bit embarrassed, or he's a bit kind of like he doesn't know how to tell you how he's feeling. So I'm not concerned about your son. Your son's I don't want to say shy, but he's particular about things. So I feel like he's already met his soulmate, and they're already dating, or they've already talked about that idea. But I'm also feeling I want to say that the timing's not right, but it's like he's made an assessment of the timing to tell you. That's what I'm getting. So thanks for your question, Veronica, but I'm not concerned about your son. And your son's pretty happy. I feel like he's okay. So yeah, I feel like he's already met someone and he started dating, or they've started dating, put it on hold, but not told you, or not. Yeah, so but there's an energy around him, and your son's another person's energy, and your son's quite happy about that. Thanks, Veronica. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, so Rhonda's Readings on YouTube and Facebook, Rhonda's Readings, or Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly. Okay, thanks, Michelle. If you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Okay. MJ, thank you for that. Do you have any message from my brother, please? And thank you. Tuning into your brother's energy, I felt like it took my breath away. It's almost like your brother, when he passed, just like something took his breath away, or he held his breath. So there was a bit of anxiety there around not breathing, but something that took his breath away is what he's showing me. And as I'm tuning into his energy, I'm my throat's I'm struggling to talk, and I'm struggling to see. So I feel like he sees things differently now, but he also didn't say the right thing at the right time, is what he's telling me. Like he regrets not saying, like speaking from the heart is what he's saying. So that's what I'm getting with that. I'm drawn to a man around you, MJ, so a man in the living, and I want him to really look after his health. I don't know whether he's getting like headaches and neck aches and things like that. He wants, there's a need to sort of stop and assess yourself, like go to doctors and get get medical checkups and just follow medical advice. So does it need to sort of stop and reassess is what he's saying with that, because he's saying he doesn't want him to cross over before he needs to, and not that I'm feeling that's going to happen, but he's more in control of his destiny is what I'm getting. It's you and another woman that he really looks out for. I don't feel like she's a sister though, or if she's a sister, she's perhaps estranged from the family. But he checks in on you, on both of you actually. He's showing me more so with her than with you. He's rearranging the cushions, or he's doing something to get her attention, because she's I feel a bit more skeptical than you. With you, I feel like you I mean, you're definitely clairsentient, MJ, and you actually feel when he's around. So it's like he's giving you a hug from spirit, and you feel a change in vibration. You feel warm. So that's beautiful. And I want to say your business, your work's going to be fine. Let whatever conflict is going on around you, around the business, just let that pass. Like it's just going to pass, and it's really not important, is what he's saying. Thank you for that. Beautiful. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, let me have a look at your question. Beautiful. Thanks, Michelle. Oh, I love your picture. It's gorgeous. Your little crowns and the cap. When will a romantic relationship enter my life? Will it be a good match? I'm drawn to last September that there was an almost good match. I'm feeling February actually. That's what I'm drawn to in the future. It's interesting that they've, in answer to your question, perhaps the way you've asked your question, on shown September and I'm shown February, and they're different energies. I'm feeling like I'm a magnet, and there's the polar opposite. Do you have, Michelle, sort of like dowsing sticks? I feel like I want to hold something. You know, I don't know if you know, but when in the past, when people found water and looked at or felt the energy of the land, they had sticks that sort of guided them towards where the water was. I'm just feeling, it's interesting, I'm just feeling a lot of electrical energy with you, and it's almost like you've got a way of sensing a potential partner's energy. So I don't know whether you've got something like that you hold, or whether you sort of like calibrate the energy by going like that, or sort of bringing the energy in. So I don't know what energetic work you do, but I want to say it's very good, and it's very aligned to you. You've really been specific in what you want and what your intentions are, and you've really calibrated it to you. So it's a thumbs up from spirit for that. So I don't know what that is. If you can explain what that almost like energetic channeling through your hands is coming to you. But I want to say that you've fine-tuned that in September. Again, I'm drawn to September, and that new energy that's more aligned to you and more compatible, that will be a good match, and answer to your question, is coming in February. Thanks, Michelle. Oh, beautiful. So I just had some... Hi, Lisa. How are you going? So MJ said, yes, that's my partner, and I'll tell him that. Yes, it must be my mum. That's so... Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. That's your mum. Because it didn't feel like sister, but it felt like connected to you, but sort of different from you. So you always feel him around. Thank you for tuning in. My brother, he passed a young age from cancer in his eye. Okay, so that was the eye thing he was telling me. Well, that's not... His eyesight's completely fine now, is what he's saying. But yeah, definitely get your partner to the doctor, and tell him to drop the attitude and drop being stubborn, and actually just listen to the doctor. Because your brother doesn't want to see him anytime soon. He wants you to enjoy his company and enjoy his real life hugs. Beautiful. Thank you, MJ. Thanks, Michelle. Hi, Lisa. How you going? Nice to see you. Oh, you don't have any dowsing sticks? Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know why I'm seeing... I mean, when I do energetic work, or I'm, if someone not that this is related to you, I'm not getting that there's any bad energy around you, but if I'm at a busy spiritual festival and there's another reader or another stallholder that's just being rude to everyone, I'll set out the intention of giving them love and healing, but I don't use my hands to guide it, but I just use my mind to guide it specifically with that, or send a bubble of healing and protection or something like that, and then they're more grounded and behaving better. So I do that sort of that way, but I don't know why I was drawn to you doing the hands. I don't know what that means, but thank you, Michelle. Beautiful. Okay, so I've gone a bit out of order, but that's okay. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, thanks. Just sinus infection. And I had a lot of ear pain as well with it. It was really, really bizarre. I've never had that before, but obviously your sinuses are quite important. Stacey, okay, Ricky Gervais. Like to share, thank you. Can I ask if any of my past loved ones have any messages for me, please? Okay, there's a man here that's sort of just feel like he was a bit of a practical joker and he's not actually saying anything, so I'm not going to bother much with him, because if he's not going to talk to me, then that doesn't help me. I've also got an older lady who's I want to say she's very stoic. She liked her soup. She's just saying she loved making and eating soups, and it was even better if someone else made it for her, which I feel happened later in life. So I feel like she, I want to say she lived till her 80s, but she looked, she's telling me she looked older. So people thought she was in her hundreds, and she just said yes, like she just sort of agreed with him. And she loved eating soup. She had rings and things, but she didn't like jewelry. I feel like she had arthritic fingers later in life, so she didn't like wearing all the jewelry that she had. And I'm feeling like she had brooches, necklaces, and rings, but she didn't like the brooches are okay because they were in clothing, but she didn't like almost like all her joints were cold, so she didn't like the feeling of anything cold or metallic on her skin. She used to read teacups. She used to do tea. So she was, I just asked her if she's psychic, and she said, no, not like you. But she had fun in sort of seeing images in teacups. She didn't really think of what that meant, but she's saying if she tuned in, she could have, like her grandmother. So that's what I'm getting. She's not even telling me normally the first thing I ask is, what's your relationship to you? But she's coming across as like a grandmother energy of someone who's very stern and very stoic, but also very loving. But she's now talking about her grandmother. So I feel like that might be a message for you and your mum, Stacey. So I don't know whether so it feels like it's your grandmother and your mum's mum, but she's also talking about the women in generations past with the teacup reading. So I don't know what that is, and I don't know what dinner set you have of hers or your mother has of hers, but she wants you and your mum to do that, to do the tea leaf reading. And there'll be another woman coming as well, almost feels like a neighbor energy, but it's a nice way of having fun and just trusting your intuition and not being like getting out of your mindset, like thinking about things. Stacey, are you looking at buying a property or something, or feeling sorry, my throat's going, because you're saying you don't need to move, but you can move if you want to. It's almost like and she could equally justify why you would stay, but equally justify why you would move. And I don't know whether that's you or your mum, because she's showing me you and your mum. So I don't know what that is, but if you're undecided or it doesn't feel right, then don't do that, because there's other opportunities around the corner. Thank you for that, Stacey. Oh, thank you, Veronica. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to scroll back up because I believe I have missed some. So I'm going to go back up. Nikki has asked, any insights for my daughter? Love to hear. Oh, your daughter's okay. Your daughter's she gets a bit fixated on things like, I don't know whether in a workplace somewhere. I was thinking about this morning, so obviously for this reading. When I used to manage labs, I preferred managing men and women because if you had a new piece of equipment or something, or I was about to do some training and I gave the staff some reading to understand something technical before I did that, I'd say, oh, I've got this article from this company or this magazine, read this when you get a chance. Without fail, the men would continue what they were doing and might spend another 20 minutes or 40 minutes doing what they're doing, and then they'd read the article. But without fail, women would stop what they're doing and reading, and I'd say, well, actually, that study's due in 2 hours, so keep doing that and I'll keep the article. And then I'd have to keep it so they wouldn't stop and do that. And I don't know what it is. It's not, I wasn't a scary manager or anything like that, but women would stop and do it straight away, forgetting about their tasks or sort of managing what needed to be done kind of thing. So I found that really bizarre. But I feel like that's relevant to your daughter in her workplace. And I want to say she's so sort of like focused. She doesn't, she's not aware of like time or the general picture. So I don't know what that is. And I don't feel that your daughter's dumb or anything like that, but it's kind of like she needs to take more notice or not be so focused on one thing, but, consider the bigger picture is what I'm getting. Because I do feel like your daughter's got Virgo in her birth chart. Like she's got the ability to do that. But it's almost like she needs to take more notice or pay more attention. But it feels like that's a strange thing to say about her, because no one would say that she's, not paying attention. But it's more just not being so focused or one-eyed, but really considering everything else. So I hope that makes sense, Nick. It's probably a bit of a strange reading, but I felt the need to give you that example of myself in business, in my professional scientific career, how I felt as a manager asking staff to do that. So I feel like there's a bit of frustration about your daughter around work, but she can easily change that or ask for feedback. That's always a good thing too, to ask for feedback. Thanks for that, Nick. Alrighty, so let me have a look, just scrolling down. I can't remember if I posted that, but hello, nice to see you too as well, Karen. Oh, okay, hi Lisa. Yeah, and then you're watching on YouTube land. Beautiful. All right, so I'm just scrolling through the comments because I did jump around a bit, so I'm just having a look. Does anyone have any spiritual questions they want to ask me? Like, is anyone starting to be a psychic medium or a spiritual reader and wants to ask a question or wants to know about the industry or starting or how to trust your intuition in your sort of daily life or anything like that? Thank you, Veronica. One thing I have noticed is I'm getting a lot more spam. So the last live I did, I talked about the ACCC and ScamWatch, who regulate, or basically it's a government body, and they take complaints of people who've been scammed out of money. So please have buyer beware, have due diligence when paying for a reading or paying for a course or workshop or anything like that. If someone's offering, say, a vision board, do you need to do that? Can you do that on your own? Do you need to pay thousands of dollars? Like, you don't. Please be aware of how much money you're spending and what the qualifications of the people are, and what you're actually getting out of it. So please be aware of that. Excuse me, sorry. Another thing I've noticed is I'm getting a lot of junk mail and spam. where people are very aggressively, I mean, it's having said that, I just sent out my newsletter to my Melbourne things yesterday saying I'm at the Melbourne MBS, but these are people I've met in person. I've got their consent to be on my mailing list. If they unsubscribe, that's completely fine. I take them off. They've withdrawn their consent. But I'm getting a lot of, I've actually noticed about, I think 4 or 5 new emails that I haven't subscribed to. So I haven't given my consent to be a part of the mailing list. Basically, and some of them are quite aggressive in the language in saying, book a reading now. This is what I predict for you now. This is going to happen if you don't book a reading with me. You need to spend, you know, it might be $80, might be $800. You need to have this. You need to subscribe to this. Well, you actually don't. But my suggestion is if you get an email and you don't even recognize the name, so you haven't in person given permission, then contact MailChimp or contact whoever's sent that out and say, this is spam, I've never given my consent to join. So just make a point of reporting those, you know, not just sort of marking it as a phishing scam in your email, but actually reporting that, because someone's obviously then taken your name from a mailing list from somewhere, most likely without their consent. And it's it's quite unethical to do that and not have your consent to be on their mailing list, because that's their way of expanding their mailing list and their network, but they don't have your permission to do that. So please report it. You know, look up the rules where you are of how you do that. I mean, certainly for me, it's either through ScamWatch or it's through the person who, and it'll say down the bottom of the email how they've generated that list, what service they've used to do that. But if everyone does that, then they'll start getting reports of, hey, these people haven't signed up to my mailing list, because that's quite rude, I feel. And you know, it might be that someone does the mailing list for someone and then starts working for someone else and uses those names, and I guarantee they haven't got the permission of the first one that they worked with. So it's really unethical. So please, you know, speak up about people that are unethical and doing the wrong thing and don't have your permission. That's really the key. All right, so I'm just looking through. Okay, that's okay. Don't have any questions. That's all right. Yeah, he's got an attitude. Yeah, absolutely. He's got, I mean, I can tell from the photo. It's just like, he's looking as if to say, just take the photo, hurry up. You know, I can't smile all day. Okay, so for those of the new people watching now, if you let me know that you've liked and shared, so you've liked my Facebook, you're following my Facebook group or page, so it's Rhonda's Readings or Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly, and you shared the video, let me know you can do that. Okay, so Jocelyn, liked and shared, may I please get a reading? All right. I want you just to, I don't know whether you've started meditating or something. There's a lot of value and a lot of empowerment in you being still in nature. And I know that you're pictured in front of like a bushwalk or something like that, but there's, I'll thank you for sharing the video. Yeah, there's just a need for you to be, like, take a step back and be still. It's interesting, Jocelyn, because I don't feel that there's conflict around you. But I want to say around your home life and your work life, if you take a step back as an observer, like step back from the emotion, you'll see similarities in the way people are behaving. And a lot of it's just ego, and it's not it's not a bad thing. It's not like I don't feel like you're in danger or something, but I want to say it's basically the same crap, just different people, different day. So just there's just a need to take a step back till that dissipates and then step back in is what I'm getting. So that's a little bit interesting. I know it's not personal to you, but that's the reason why you're not being as sort of clear-headed. Like it's kind of making you energetically a bit wobbly on your feet, like you're not as grounded. So red is good for you, like wearing red underwear or something like that, like to be more grounded, or wear a ring with a red gemstone in it or something like that. Or red nail polish or something like that. That's really good for you right now. And that energy is going to pass in a couple of weeks. So that whatever's going on in people around you, it's just people are just going to sort of move on, which is good. Thanks, Jocelyn. Oh, beautiful. Some more feedback. Yes, my pop and great grandmother. She's a classic. 100%. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that, Stacey. I love your Ricky Gervais picture as well. He's hilarious. Yeah, so Jocelyn, that did touch on work. It's going to pass in a couple of weeks, but there's just a need for you to step back from it, actually. Like literally, almost like just go to work, get on with your work, and just don't join the conversation. Just let it pass. Okay. Karen has asked, yeah, beautiful. That's beautiful. So Tara and Michelle and who else was it? Nell, just let me know that you've liked and shared the video or followed me. Thank you. Thanks for that. So you're a Karen, aged care. Beautiful. Okay, I did see. Just going back up. Okay, beautiful. Thanks. So Karen's liked and shared. Anything from my future husband? Anything from my husband, please. Thank you. It's interesting how spirit works when I throw in a word or get told something. It's I'm feeling there's no need. Your husband's talking about. So it's interesting. This is a common theme for these lives. Like the timing. Like don't worry about too far in the future. Is what he's saying. Did he have like a jaw pain or like an abscess or something on one side? I'm just feeling. I've just getting over a sinus infection. I had tremendous ear pain that was just felt like altitude sickness. It was driving me insane. But I felt pain like that, but also lowering my jaw. So I don't know what was going on with that with your husband, but he's just drawing me to that. Sorry, his energy is very very strong, very intense, and I'm suddenly just feeling completely warm with his energy. So I feel like what he's showing me, like, and he's not saying anything, but I feel like what he's showing me is that's how you feel when you know he's around. You feel that warmth, but you also perhaps you've got a bit of mediumship as well, Karen. So perhaps you've got jaw pain as well when he's around, like you not what he showed me, but you can feel that almost like he's touching your jaw or he's soothing your jaw, or there might be warmth in your jaw, but whatever that is, that's acknowledging when he's around. I don't know whether someone is trying, like you're a very strong lady, you're very stoic, but I'm seeing legal paperwork, contracts. It feels more like it's around a house or perhaps subdividing a property or something like that. And I'm seeing someone shoving that paperwork under your nose. So, okay, so again, the future thing. So I don't know whether someone's forcing you to make a decision or sign a bit of paper or say just sign it and then we'll work out the details later. Please don't. Please don't sign anything you're not sure of. And if there's a feeling of an obligation or a rush, then that's not the right thing for you. It's almost like someone wants to subdivide your property or move into your property or something like that. But I don't feel you need to. And it's like just get some independent legal advice from that person is what I'm getting. So don't sort of plan the future too far in advance. Just concentrate on what's happening now, I feel is what's going on. And the person who's perhaps doing this, it might be a couple actually. I'm seeing a male and female. I'm drawn to, I don't know whether he's got one eyebrow that's raised a lot higher than the other side, or whether that's her. But that's what I'm drawn to. I'm drawn to one side. And I feel like when you look at a person who's got unusual eyes or two different shaped eyes, they see the world very differently. And I want to say this man is very greedy and he's a bully, basically. So doesn't come across that way. He speaks very well, but just please be mindful of that. Thank you, Karen. All right, okay. Let me have a look. Yes, tooth issues, beautiful. Oh, not beautiful, but that's a bit of evidence for you as well. I actually feel like, Karen, that the teeth issues were caused far more pain than you realised. And it's like there was I'm feeling like I had wisdom tooth pain kind of thing, like there was an abscess or something behind it, or that sort of thing. And I feel like it was just through determination, didn't make more of an issue about it, just put up the pain. But yeah, it was very painful. All right. So for anyone, thank you, Karen. For anyone who's just joined, welcome to Rhonda's Readings. If you would like a reading, there's no guarantee of having a reading. It's just if I'm drawn to you. And you do need to share the video, and I'm getting notifications of people who've done that. And like my Facebook page, Rhonda's Readings, or Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly. Or if you're watching from YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Readings. Okay, so I'm just... yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so please keep an eye out for the scammers there. If you get an email that you haven't subscribed to, or you get an email and think, who the hell is that person? Then someone's copied the mailing list from someone else, and that's as I said, I've seen that happen about 4 or 5 times. I think the 4 and 5, I know who that person is, but it's really really unethical, and it's they could get into a lot of trouble by doing that. So just report them. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Rhonda Kelly. I'm going to be at the Melbourne Mind, Body, Spirit Festival this weekend. I'm selling some little Christmas gift tags. So I've got 25 for $10 or 10 for $5. That's what I'm doing. They're all little different designs. You can see the little Christmas dog, Christmas Santa. So that's what I'm selling this weekend, as well as doing readings and taking bookings for readings now. So that's my website going across, but that's my phone number, taking bookings now. I also had someone ask how my platform with Spirit went. My evening with Spirit with Florence King and Ben Graham went amazing. We raised $115 for Beautiful Minds in Bankstown. So that was 21st of October. So that was a few weeks ago now. But that was amazing. Had some ticket sales at the door to people who brought the tickets before. We're looking at repeating it again next year, so around the same time, possibly the same venue. So that's for people in Sydney. We do a platform mediumship where we pick a charity and raise money for charity. So that was amazing. So yeah, these are available next weekend. Also, if you want to buy them online, I'm happy to post them out. That's okay. I've also got gift vouchers available on my shop. So I'm a website going across, rhondasreadings.com, and it starts at $50, and you can select the amount, and you can write a custom message that you want me to post, to email to the recipient at the time, if you want me to do it on Christmas Day or before, or that's okay. And surprisingly, I've had a lot of sales recently for birthdays and anniversaries and things like that. So it's leading up to Christmas, but it's not been for Christmas, but I can do that all for Christmas as well. I also have, if you're watched any of my lives when I've done, I've shown you ways of trusting your intuition. I've held up cards where you guess something about me. It's basically called Curious Humans Game. and you have a scenario or a question. So there's a general pack you can get, like the starter kit, and then there's extra little packs. So it's kind of like that game, which I've gone blank. It's a game. It's quite different, but you basically get a scenario or a question, and you have to guess yes or no whether it's true or false. And I've had an interesting life, so a lot of people would guess things are false about me, but it's actually true. Like there's a morbid one of, have you resuscitated someone? Well, yes, I have, but that's not something I talk about. So, it's an interesting game, and getting to know people and getting to trust your intuition. But if you use my name, RHONDA KELLY, as a code, you get a 10% off with that. All right, so I'll just go back. Wow, it's already... Okay, thanks, Veronica. Where do I start spiritual development classes? I feel like if you're not sure, then don't choose anyone. My personal recommendation would be to borrow a library book on spiritual development, psychic development. More importantly, start your own little exercise book. Just dedicate that to things. So when I teach, I go through the clairs, like the clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairolfaction, clairgustance, clairsentience feeling. I go through the clairs, and I do exercises of each clairs. So when you start doing things like that, you get to practice and find out what you're good at. You're able to do exercises on yourself. A lot of people say that you can't, but that's crap. I mean, think of a mechanic. A mechanic works on his own car. So you can use your skills to work on yourself and read yourself. I'd probably read other people, and that can be friends or family. And it might be that you write down, 10 names of people you know, and then you tune in and you write down what you pick up from them. And you might have known someone for 20 years, but you haven't known what's happened in childhood. So you don't know everything about a person regardless of how long you've known them. So it's worthwhile doing that exercise even if you've known them for a long time. If you look at my YouTube channel, Rhonda's Readings, I've got a playlist called Rhonda's Teachers. Haven't added content for a while, but basically the 3 steps are in tuning in, you relax and clear the mind. You focus on the name you've written down, or you focus on the object you're reading, or whatever it is. You just tune into that, and then you just scribble down what you get. So just do that for each of those names, or whenever you're drawn to it, and you do, a bit of a healing prayer protection before you do that. But basically, by keeping an exercise book, you're looking for patterns. So it might be that for each reading you do, you smell something. So you've got clairolfaction. It might be that you hear, it might be that you don't hear, for 2 years while you do it. But your abilities change, and it's like any skill, psychic ability, you fine tune it. So I would actually look at getting a gauge of your own skills first before doing a course. I'm happy to, if you're concerned about which person to do a course with, or that sort of thing, obviously trust your intuition, but I'm happy to answer any questions like that as well. Thanks for that, Veronica. I did actually have I did have another question. This one. Yeah, Michelle, beautiful. Is it true the veil is thinner in October around Halloween? Yeah, it is. Like Beltane, it's yeah. I mean, everything I've read has said that, but for me personally, when I do mediumship readings, it doesn't make a difference. I don't. I'm not an astrologer, and I can't tell you about planetary alignment, but I'll give a reading, and an astrologer will say, "Wow, that was spot on with this going on." So I'm not someone who focuses on whether the veil's thinner or what time of year it is, or that sort of thing. I'm not pagan. I don't follow any particular religion. I don't. That's not how I do my readings. But there are practitioners who do that, and I can recommend a really good one, Torspell. But yeah, it is true. But it's kind of, I kind of like Halloween. I mean, Australia's become, like, now Australian kids are going trick-or-treating, and that wouldn't have happened 10 years ago. You know, and the attitude would have been, oh, that's an American thing. We don't do that here. But now I kind of think it's fun because it's a way to dress up, raise the vibration. You see parents outside walking with their kids rather than watching TV. They're interacting with neighbours. Yeah, fine, they get sugar and candy and lollies and that sort of thing. That might not be great. Dentists might not like that, but I think that's a bit of fun, and it's not a bad thing. So it kind of raises the vibration in families spending time together and laughing and dressing up and having a bit of fun. Thanks for that, Michelle. Alrighty, so I'll probably go for about another 5 minutes or so. All right, thank you. So liked and shared now. So you've liked my Facebook page and group. Can you give me some hints about my future husband? Okay, I'm getting tall, dark, and handsome, but I'm saying not too tall, not too dark. that's what I got told just then. I'm drawn to someone who, and I'm not trying to sound, I'm not trying to imply anything, but I'm drawn to a man who works with feet. Like, he's either an occupational therapist or a podiatrist or something like that. Like, I'm seeing a picture of the foot, and I'm seeing the muscles and the nerves and the bones in the foot, like someone who applies medical knowledge to the feet in some specific industry or practice. So that's what I'm drawn to. I'm drawn to the occupation, actually. So I feel like he's a bit nerdy, but I feel like outside of work he won't talk about work. I don't feel like he drinks. I don't feel like he drinks alcohol. I'm getting an aversion to that. So I feel sort of dealing with, like, the trauma from his family. He's decided not to. But that's a good thing. I feel like he's a bit shy, actually. Like, you might, it might be, you know, he'll see you and be attracted, but won't ask you out straight away. You'll sort of see each other, and it'll be fairly casual. Is what I'm getting. I'm not getting a time frame other than I don't feel it's this year. I feel like it's next year. And I'm tasting chocolate, so whether that's around Easter or what that is, but I'm not getting a specific time frame. Who in the room is really hot? I'm just, I'm not menopausal or anything, but and it's only been since I've, about sort of 15 minutes into this live, I started feeling really hot. So I don't know who I'm tuning into with that, but that's, I don't feel like it was you, Nell. I know I just read you. Yeah, but I do feel like you've got to sort of watch that or get that checked out is what I'm getting, because it does actually feel hormonal, but it doesn't feel, I feel like you're younger. Like, I feel like you might be in your 20s or possibly 30s. So it's hormonal, but not in a traditional sense is what I'm getting. All right, thank you for that. So I hope that answered your question, Veronica. If you don't know where to start, then don't. And if you're getting emails from people you haven't subscribed to, please report them to the person, or the, if it's MailChimp, report them to MailChimp, or if it's whatever, report that, because if more than one person reports it, then they'll take notice. All right, so I think I've done everyone. Yeah, so you've let me know that you've liked and shared the video. I'm just scrolling up on the comments. Did anyone else have any questions about? Oh, Birmingham, beautiful. Oh, thank you, Veronica. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I know what it's like when, I mean, I've been in that situation where I've thought, wow, I could do this course and I could do this course, and I thought, hang on a minute, if I do all of them, I'll spend $1,200, and do I really want to do that if I can have a go at it myself and teach myself? So the answer was no. Yeah, so it's just trusting your intuition, and Spirit does that. Like, if Spirit, sometimes you just are really certain of things and you do it. And like, I saw Chris Drew, the UK medium, recently, and that was about $50. And I thought, do I really want to see him again? Yes, I do. I'm also seeing John Edward soon, and that was expensive as well. But I kind of thought, yeah, I'll feel like I'll learn something from both of them, so I'll go spend that money. But I wouldn't sort of spend that money on someone that is sort of not up to scratch or that sort of thing. You know, and there's only a couple other mediums that I'd work with and I'd go see live kind of thing. I'll go pay to see live. So I'm very particular about where I spend my money, but also doing courses and things like that. Like I've got some ideas at the moment, but I'm not someone who just wants to or feels I need to get certain qualifications. Because even that, I mean, if you know, for example, if someone's only got Reiki 1, they shouldn't be teaching or calling themselves a master teacher. So it's, you know, you've got to really check out what their qualifications are and how long they've been doing it. Because just because someone is good at marketing and pushing out their agenda doesn't mean that they're an experienced teacher. So you've really got to use your intuition and ask those questions before spending the money. Okay. All right. Okay. I hope I spelt that right. I feel like you should stay in America, actually. Yeah, I feel it's not the right time to ask that. I feel like there's more opportunities in America for you, actually. Thanks for that. Okay. Hi from Birmingham. I love Birmingham. My husband and I hired a narrowboat from Alvechurch. And my ex's brother lived in Wolverhampton. So and I haven't lived in Birmingham. I lived in Cambridgeshire and in London, just near Rossiter Square Tube. But I love Birmingham. I had a flatmate from there, and I just never could. Oh, thank you. Any messages from you from the spirit world? Okay. Well, you've got a lot of people in spirit, actually, Colleen. And they're all talking at once. I'm trying to figure out. That's a bit overwhelming for me. I'm trying to figure out what the most important message is to tell you in a short amount of time. Okay, I'm drawn to a lady who had a lot of back pain. I feel like I need to stand up. I'm in pain. And it's like the top of her back was curved too much, but she felt the pain around her kidneys. And I feel like there was kidney problems there. And it might have even been a cancer connection. Like I'm feeling a lot of rib, middle, torso pain. So it might have even been a pancreatic cancer or something like that. Misdiagnosed as diabetes, but by the time they found the cancer, she didn't last much longer. So I'm drawn to her. She loved being out in the garden. She loved, even if she couldn't sort of bend down and things, she loved just sitting in the garden or just being able to smell and watch the flowers and watch the garden. She didn't like noisy neighbours, she's telling me. Okay, I feel with her, she's looking out for your career moves. She wants you to really shake things up a bit and take a bit of a risk. So I'm being drawn to you doing 3 different things, but like one of the things can lead to a couple of other things. So what I'm saying is, if she's showing me juggling, so I'll take this off, Colleen. So she's showing me juggling and just whatever ball you're left with after you've dropped the rest, just keep that and then go for that career. So she wants you just to not be as so predictable with your career, but really whatever you're drawn to. And particularly the 2 or 3 that are related or more closely related, it's kind of like you'll do something like that, but by taking a sidestep now and getting that experience, you'll be more suited or more versatile or more experienced than other people doing the thing. So you're going to stand out when you need to make a move. And I'm feeling like in 3 to 4 years' time, your career, Colleen, is really going to shine, and I feel like you're going to have your own business and you're going to have your own money and people are going to work for you. So there's just a need to shake things up a bit and take a bit of a risk around career. She's looking out for you around money, so don't be too concerned about money. And okay, also don't take on the responsibility of others when it comes to money. So if you've, for example, got someone, like if you're going out with your family and someone says they can't afford a meal, don't pay for them. Don't be the one person that pays for them, because chances are they can afford, but they just expect you to pay. So just be a bit tighter about money around family, and don't offer to pay for someone. Just pay for yourself, and that's it. If they can't afford, then they don't get to go. And then they'll soon turn around and say that they do have the money. So that's a bit interesting. Just be careful of the money going out around family situations, and don't be the first to volunteer, be the last to speak. And around career, just take a bit of a risk. Don't tell people what you're going to do, just do it. And there'll be chatter about you because they'll be jealous that you've had the balls to do that. But you're saying in 3 to 4 years' time, you're going to have your own business or be in charge of a business, and there's going to be a lot more money coming in. So it's almost a bit of a what's going on around the family guy that says he has no money compared to the work. It's almost like that's your final test to get through, to be a bit tougher is what I'm getting. Thank you for that. Thanks, Colleen. Oh, Wolverhampton's near where you live. Yeah, beautiful. He was a dentist, actually. Yeah, he and it was a massive building. It was a really massive building. Like, we used to, I remember staying there above the dental surgery, and it was like, oh my God, we've got sort of like 6 bedrooms we could stay in. But it was all a bit creepy and all that. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. All right. Well, I've been on for an hour, so I'm going to call it. I was going to say call it an evening, but it's not an evening. Call it a day, so I can do some readings. So just to remind you, I'm at the Melbourne Mind Body Spirit Festival this weekend, taking bookings now. So that's Friday 10 to 7, Saturday 10 to 7, and Sunday 10 to 6. So taking bookings now for 10, 20 or 30-minute readings. If I've read you today and I've touched on something and you want to go into more detail, look at my ticker going across, rhondasreadings.com, or you can WhatsApp the phone number, just adding a 61, so 61435, and I can do private readings, or I can do WhatsApp readings or Zoom or that sort of thing. So at the Melbourne MBS, I've got some little Christmas gift cards for sale. I've got these little ones are 10 for $5. These are 25 for $10. So I've got some, and they're assorted. Each one is assorted. So I've got those for sale. Also, if you want a Christmas gift idea, I've got e-gift vouchers available starting at 50 Australian dollars, and you can pick them out. You can customize the message, and I send that, and that person then chooses what type of reading. So it could be an email reading or a phone reading or whatever they like. So that's with me. Also, another Christmas gift idea is the Curious Humans game. I've got 10% off if you use my full name as the code word. But that's just some ideas for Christmas. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a psychic medium. I'm on Twitter at Rhonda Psychic, Instagram at Psychic Rhonda Kelly, Rhonda's Readings at TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. I believe that's it. And Facebook also, Rhonda's Readings by Rhonda Kelly. I'm also on YouTube at Rhonda's Readings, and I've touched a little bit on psychic development, and people have asked some questions about that. So you can have a look at my Rhonda's Teachers playlist, but I've got different playlists. I've got Spirit Animals, Rhonda's Teachers, and I will add more content to it. I'll be looking at doing that next year. But if you want to see where I am, look at rhondasreadings.com, look at my tour dates. You can see where I am. I'm usually quite busy. I sort of quieten down a little bit in March. I'm going to be busy until then. Or if there are any events you want me to come to, any spiritual events or anything like that, whether in Australia or overseas, please let me know, and ask me about that. As long as I've got enough time and I'm available that day, I'll certainly consider it. But thank you so much. I'll say bye.